Good day everyone, I am Angelica Dinong, and in this video, I will be presenting a topic which will talk about how to develop personal relationship with God. But first, we need to understand what does it mean by personal relationship with God. So a relationship with God is just like a relationship with anyone else in our life. It is a fellowship, love, and trust between you and Him. It means to know Him and to be known to Him. It is much more than just going to church or even reading our Bible. We were created for relationship with God, and it is our primary purpose in life. So relationship or personal relationship with God is much more than just going to church and or reading our Bible. And what does it mean to know God? To know God is to recognize His voice and be well acquainted with His ways and be able to discern His sovereign will and be fully assured of His perfect character. So when we say to know God is to recognize His voice, means to recognize His words. Be well acquainted with His ways. Be well familiar with His ways. And be able to discern His sovereign will and be fully assured of His perfect character. And the more we know God, is the more we can live spiritual authority, hope, joy, and peace. We enter into a full-time, empowering relationship with Him. And that is what it means to know God. So I will be presenting, or I have here ways on how we should begin to develop deeper relationship with God. So first is to spend time with Him through prayer and by reading His Word. So if you want to develop personal relationship with God, start by praying and reading His Word consistently. Yes, consistently. Because this is the most important way to grow your relationship with Him. Because to tell you, there is no relationship would grow without intentional communication. God is sovereign, but He would never force us to spend time with Him. So we have to pursue it ourselves. Quiet time praying and studying the Bible may not always be exciting. Yes, I know for some it is not exciting. But to tell you, it's so worth it. So first, spend time with Him through prayer and by reading His Word to begin to develop a deeper relationship with God. Second is to talk to God everywhere. I know it seems weird because how can we talk to God everywhere, as the scripture says? But talking to God everywhere means that you should always have a mindset of prayer, and God should always be first in your heart, even throughout the day. Like for example, when you have a tough task to complete at work or school, your first thought is to ask God for your help or guidance. Or something great happens for you. The first thing you do is to thank God. So that is what it means by talking to God everywhere. Third is to develop a relationship with others. Our relationship with others is important for developing our relationship with God. According to Proverbs 27 verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. We need each other, and learning and growing together with like-minded Christians will help us to grow closer to God, because Christians around you might strengthen your own personal relationship with God. So it is necessary to develop a relationship with others, to develop a deeper relationship with God. Next is to listen to God's voice and practice obedience to His word. While talking to God, it is important to listen to Him. God is always speaking to us, but sometimes we fail to hear Him because we are distracted by so many things like social media, bad influence, friends, and many other distractions. So let us make sure that we are not letting any distraction gets in the way of you hearing God's voice. And it is not enough to just listen. We should act in obedience when He speaks. Obedience when He speaks means to obey His words. And that is what it means to listen to God's and practice obedience to His words. Next is be willing to trust Him with all your heart. It is tough to have a personal relationship with someone you don't trust. Yes, it is tough to have a personal relationship with someone you do not trust. God is trustworthy. You can trust Him with all your heart and soul, and be confident that He won't ever let you down, because God will never let us down. In fact, God will let us high, lift us high. God knows how you feel inside, and He is the only one who can heal your sufferings, who can heal you from your sufferings. Trust God, because God is trustworthy. Next is, don't compare your relationship with God to that of others, because our relationship with God is unique. It is not something to be compared, and it is sacred type of fellowship between God and ourselves. So we should treat our relationship with God as a unique one, different from our other relationship, because our relationship with Him is sacred. The last but not the least is to learn how to depend on God. According to Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6, it says there that trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. So depending on God is crucial for developing strong relationship with Him. We should not be too self-reliant, and we should not learn to do things on our own, because when we depend only on ourselves, we will not succeed. So in all things we do, we should trust and depend on Him, because in God, when we depend in God, everything will go smoothly. And in developing a deeper relationship with God, it is important that we learn how to depend on Him. Learn more about Him, because as we draw closer to Him, He'll reveal more of Himself to you, to us, and teach us more what He likes, what He is. So those are the things that we need to do to begin to develop a deeper relationship with God. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned from me today, and God bless. Bye.